So imagine the following scenario. You go to bed knowing that you messed up all your day and did not achieve anything and hope tomorrow is a better story. The next day you wake up, but it's only after 30 minutes of your alarm ringing and 10 snoozes, and you wake up with a shitty mood. You end your day being unproductive, and it's just a cycle that repeats itself every single fucking day. You probably don't need to envision that person because there is a high probability that you are that person. I wanted this video to be a morning routine only video, but then I realized something in the process of writing that I hope you realize with me. So let's begin with the beginning of the day. Morning routines. So when you wake up, and that's where it hit me. It's not easy to wake up. So how do you wake up? Well, in order to wake up, you need good quality sleep. How do you obtain it? Well, let's go back a little to sleeping rituals. For a sleeping ritual, you need to do anything you want but daily before you sleep. But not playing or even studying. You need to do something light and repetitive. One of the most common sleeping rituals a lot of people use is go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, wash your face and all. Then you go to your bedroom, put on your sleeping pajamas, read a motivational quote, and then head to sleep. It's easy. This is one of the most common ones, but you do you. It doesn't matter what your sleeping ritual is. What matters is that you do it every night before you sleep. Why sleeping rituals are so important is because you kind of program your mind and tell your body that this is the time where I sleep. And when your body knows that, it kind of cooperates with you. And when it does that, your brain doesn't need to be confused every single freaking night. It can just understand that when I do that, it's time to sleep, it's time to shut off. It doesn't need so much time anymore. It's so useful for both your brain and body, so do it because it's very helpful. So after the sleeping ritual, you're gonna have to put your ass on bed immediately and try to sleep. But if you're one of those people who take a lot of time on bed before actually sleeping, know that the main reasons for that happening are: number 1, overthinking. Overthinking is such a common problem that almost everyone has. It mostly stems from an event that either happened or will happen, an emotion that's repressed in you, a problem that you haven't figured out the solution for, unpreparedness for something you have, or a fear that's haunting you. And sleeping time is kind of the best time for your brain to think about these stuff because there are no distractions around you. The only thing you can do while you're sleeping is thinking. So when you have nothing in you except negative feelings, emotions, and thoughts, it's just bound for it to happen that you overthink about these kind of stuff. So the best thing you can do is just replace your thoughts with positive ones, and you can achieve that by either A, good communication so that you don't have to keep those emotions for yourself, or B, journaling. Journaling is such an important thing in a person's life because, as people call it, it's a brain dump. So it's a place where you can be true to yourself and not overcomplicate things. Basically, you're throwing away all the negative emotions and thoughts in a good conversation with a person you like talking to, or on a piece of paper, so that the only thing that's with you while you're sleeping is just positive thoughts. Number 2 is unbalanced sleeping schedule. In other words, if you both sleep and wake up on the same time every day, your brain is gonna understand that this is the time where I sleep and this is the time where I wake up. You're gonna develop a habit where your brain is used to that routine and does it for you automatically. So long as you do it every day without skipping a single day, even in the weekends. Yes, it'll take a little long time to develop, like 1 or 2 weeks, but trust me, it's really well worth it. The best advice I can give is just put a calm, non-disturbing alarm to remind you when to sleep and when to wake up. I will talk about alarms later in the video. Number 3, lack of activities in the day. Sleeping is like an energy refill. If you don't need it, you won't have it. And if you don't have it, you'll either need it tomorrow earlier or you'll sleep longer to get it, which will mess up your entire circadian rhythm, and we don't want that. So the best thing you can do is either do a 10-minute walk or a little light exercise in a day, any kind of physical activity. And if your day already has a physical activity, you don't need to do that. Number 4, sleeping against your body's preferred time. In other words, know if you're an early bird or a night owl. It's just untrue that people who wake up the earliest are the most productive. People who answer their body's calls are the most productive. And by body's calls, I mean needs, not cravings and such. You can know that by simply experimenting for a week or 2 and doing a little bit of research. It won't take more than 20 minutes at most. If If you're interested a little more about this topic, I can give you a video that explains it more right here, or fuck it, in the description. And finally, number 5, not getting enough melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone made by the pineal gland. It helps your body understand when it's time to wake up and when it's time to sleep. Normally your body makes more melatonin at night. Levels start to go up in the evening after the sun sets, and it levels down in the morning when the sun goes up. The amount of light you get each day plus your internal clock determines how much melatonin you get. So if you are a night owl, it's better that you have more lighting in your room at night and less lighting in your room at the morning. And here are some steps to help you get more melatonin. Number 1, when you sleep, make sure there are 0 lights around you. Not even blue lights, not even phones, PCs, laptops, TVs, none of that. Number 2, a very quiet area. And number 3, healthy eating habits, because there are some foods that make more melatonin in your body and some foods that ruin it for you. This article explains it all. I'm not so good at nutrition and stuff. Also, pro tip, if you want to take a shower before you sleep, take a warm bath, because warm baths tend to produce more melatonin in your body. And if you want to take a shower after you wake up, it's better that you take a cold shower, because cold showers reduce the amount of melatonin in your body. There are also some melatonin pills, but I'd rather you go to an actual professional to talk about them. I'm not a professional about that in any kind of way. Now, waking up. Alarms are cool, but they're also bad, kinda. They ruin your sleeping cycle. I'd personally rather wake up on my own, like when my body wakes me up, especially in this quarantine where I have no responsibilities and no nothing. Well, I do have responsibilities, but nothing is kinda time-based, so I make my own time. But if you're not like me and you actually have an important thing to do and you can't be late and you can't even risk the chance to do so, I'd rather you do these 2 tricks. Number 1, set calm and non-disturbing alarms that do not wake you up with a shock, because if you actually do that, it'll ruin your mood and even well-being. I'd rather use a smart alarm where it starts very calmly and then builds up bit by bit. For people that are heavy sleepers, I think the best advice is for you to kinda try and convince your brain that you are not. Just think about how important waking up is and when you want to wake up, and keep it a consistent idea in your brain while your head is on your pillow until you go to sleep. Do that thing repetitively and you'll eventually become a less heavy sleeper. Number 2, when you want to set an alarm, don't set it for like 8, 9, or 7 hours of sleep every day. You don't want to measure it that way. It's wrong. You want to measure it by sleeping cycles. A sleeping cycle is 90 minutes, so put it at that. I'd usually think that the best thing to do is put 5 sleeping cycles, which is 730 hours. But if I have lots of things to do, I'd usually just put 6 hours, which is 4 sleeping cycles. Now after waking up comes the other problem, which is not sleeping after you actually wake up. This problem probably stems from not having enough quality sleep. So if you have enough quality sleep, that problem shouldn't even exist. And after all that, finally comes the morning routine. Now, a morning routine is pretty much one of the most fun times of my entire day. It's like a 30 to 1 hour session right after you wake up, where you do some creative things so that you can make your body and brain tick, but not exhaust them so much so you don't. My morning routine is not just an hour of heavy math studying, neither is it a 30-minute session workout. My morning routine usually consists of drinking water, then doing some hygiene, then actually switching to my original clothes. Then I may have a little small snack and then do some small stretches and then do a little 15-minute writing or drawing session. Maybe I'll do the writing/drawing session while drinking a cup of tea. Maybe I'll eat the snacks with the cup of tea while reading something interesting on the internet. Really, you do you. You just need to do something both creative, something you enjoy, something that doesn't exhaust you, because the reason of a morning routine is basically being motivated to continue the day and not to do a productive thing. One of my most favorite morning routines is this video called the 1 hour morning routine by the YouTuber Thomas Frank. If you want, this is one of the best videos in both production and idea. So there you go. But I have a question. Did you realize what I realized while writing the script? Well, I don't know about you, but I realized that these 3 things are in a perfect cycle. Let me explain. You can't start developing a morning routine while leaving out the night. You're gonna have to do them all at once, because essentially they're all connected to each other. If you don't sleep well, you probably won't have a good start on your day, and if you don't have a good start on your day, you're probably not gonna be productive in midday, and if you are not productive in that time, you're probably gonna procrastinate at night, and when you do that, you're probably gonna sleep late, and it's just a perfect cycle of bad things. So in conclusion, you have to start well, continue well, and end well. So that's just basically it. Not for the topic, but for the video. This topic has so many researches, so many different things, but I just wanted to write what I already know. Everything I wrote in this script was just from my personal knowledge and not research based. Mostly, not all of it. The melatonin part was mostly research. I did not have so many knowledge about it. But I did do some research for both A, backing up what I said and making sure it's true, and B, for if you're interested and want to read more. So that's it. See you next video. Sleep well, wake up well, whatever you do. I hope you do it well, and goodbye.